I still remember the exact tone of her voice, sharp, tinged with defiance. I'm going to Vegas with the girls. Don't be controlling, Ethan. Her hand was already halfway packing her bag, her phone buzzing with the usual group chat notifications. I'd heard it 1,000 times before, but something about this trip felt different. Maybe it was the way she avoided eye contact when she said it, or how her smile didn't reach her eyes anymore. Samantha and I had been together for 3 years. The kind of love that grows slowly and roots deeply, surviving long work nights, overdue bills, and family drama. We weren't perfect, but we were steady, until we weren't. The first crack came a few months ago. Late-night phone calls she took in the hallway. Sudden giggles at messages she wouldn't let me see. Weekend plans that didn't include me. But I brushed them off. I told myself I was just tired, overthinking things, turning small worries into monsters. But Vegas? That hit differently. I tried to reason with her, not as a controlling boyfriend, but as someone who knew her patterns. Sam, look, it's not about Vegas. It's just that I don't even know these girls you're going with. You never mentioned them before. I just want to make sure. She cut me off. God, Ethan. You always do this. You make me feel like I need permission to have fun. I'm allowed to have a life without you in it every second. I didn't want to argue. I didn't want to be that guy. So I gave her a kiss on the forehead, smiled, and said, "Be safe." She left on Thursday night. By Friday morning, I was trying to focus at work, but her name buzzed across my mind like an unanswered alarm. She hadn't texted since she boarded the plane. I scrolled through Instagram, hoping to find some reassurance in her posts. There it was, a boomerang of cocktails clinking together, her arm around 2 girls in tight dresses, captioned, "Girls just want to have fun," face blowing a kiss cocktail glass. Okay. Normal. Nothing sinister. Another story popped up 2 hours later. This one from her friend's account. A blurry video of them at a club. Samantha's smile wide, her body moving to the music. Then the camera panned, and for a moment, just a blink, there he was. A guy, tall, well-built, hand resting low on her back, leaning in close, lips brushing her ear. She didn't push him away. She laughed. My stomach twisted. I told myself not to jump to conclusions. Clubs are loud. Maybe he was a stranger. Maybe she didn't know his hand was there. Maybe I was being irrational. But by Saturday night, the stories weren't just blurry flashes. They were cinematic. Full-on clips of her grinding against the same guy on the dance floor. Their hands all over each other. Her friend zoomed in at one point, shouting, "Get it, girl!" with a devil emoji. I sat in our apartment, empty now, staring at the screen like it was someone else's girlfriend, someone else's life imploding. But it was mine. I didn't call her. I didn't text. I didn't even unfollow her. I just watched. On Sunday, the stories stopped. No updates. Radio silence. I imagined her hungover in a hotel room, tangled in sheets that weren't mine. I imagined her waking up to texts from me she wouldn't answer. I imagined her slipping back into our bed days later, wearing guilt like perfume. But I didn't say a word. She came back Monday night, acting like nothing had happened. "Hey babe," she said casually, tossing her suitcase down. "I'm starving. You wanna order Thai?" I looked at her, pretending not to see the faint bite mark on her collarbone. "Sure," I said, forcing a smile. "Pad Thai with tofu, right?" "God, you know me so well," she said, kissing my cheek. And just like that, the lie began. For the next 2 weeks, I played my role perfectly. Loving boyfriend. Sweet, supportive, undemanding. I asked about her trip. She painted me a picture of girls' nights, pool lounging, shopping. No mention of clubs. No mention of him. I let her talk, nodding like I hadn't watched it all unravel in real time. But I wasn't just waiting. I was gathering. I saved the stories. Every frame. Screenshots. Videos. Messages from people who saw the same clips and knew what I couldn't yet say out loud. I went through our past messages, too. I found timestamps. Moments she told me she was in the hotel watching Netflix, while she was clearly wrapped around someone else's neck in a club. I even recognized the guy. A bartender from a place near her office. I'd seen him once when we went for drinks with her coworkers. He gave her a wink when I wasn't looking. I remembered not liking it. She laughed it off. Now I knew why. The hardest part wasn't the betrayal. It was the performance. Watching her act like nothing happened. Watching her wear my hoodie, cook in my kitchen, kiss me goodnight. I planned my exit slowly. Not because I was weak, but because I wanted it to sting. I started staying late at work. Let her feel the distance. Let her wonder. I bought a new phone and set up a private number. I contacted a realtor. Looked for apartments. Quietly moved money out of our joint account into my private one. Then one Saturday morning, I made her breakfast just like old times. Pancakes, blueberries, fresh coffee. "Ethan," she said mid-bite, "are we okay? You've been kinda distant lately." I smiled. "We're great, babe." She looked relieved. That afternoon, I left the envelope on the bed. Inside, printed screenshots, her flight details, receipts, even the club's security still of her and the guy walking out together at 3:12 a.m. I left my key on top. By the time she found it, I was gone. I blocked her on everything. Changed my number. Vanished. The messages came through mutual friends. "She's a mess. She didn't think you knew. She says it didn't mean anything." It meant enough for her to lie every day after. Weeks passed. Then months. I saw her once. At a cafe. She looked older somehow. Or maybe just smaller. She spotted me. Walked over. "Ethan, can we talk?" I took a sip of my coffee. I think everything that needed to be said was already in that envelope. She blinked fast. "I made a mistake." "No," I said gently. "You made a choice. Over and over." She stood there for a moment, then walked away. No drama. No tears. Just silence. I thought that was the end. But life has a way of looping back. A year later, I was in Chicago for a conference. At the hotel bar, I ran into someone unexpected. Bryant, the guy from her stories. The bartender. He recognized me. Smirked. "Hey, you're Sam's ex, right?" I nodded. "She told me you found out. Didn't know you had it in you to walk away. Most guys would have tried to fight me." I laughed. "Why would I fight you? You did me a favor. You showed me who she really was." He raised his glass. "Respect." I raised mine too. Not for him, but for the version of me that chose dignity over drama. And in that moment I realized something. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't anger. It's silence. It's healing without them. It's building a life so full they'd never dare try to squeeze back in. And I did. Now when I think of her, I don't see betrayal. I see a lesson. A warning. A path I had to walk through to become who I am. And I never looked back.